What's going on? We're here with Sheridan College General's assistant basketball coach, Tom Parks. Tom, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, man. Excited for this day.
Yeah, this is. We appreciate Tom joining us today. This is part of something that I've been doing, and the Sheridan Press has been doing all basketball season, called Kicks on Court, where we, fashion and sneakers are big with the youth today and basketball players today. All these pro athletes, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, they all have their signature shoes, and it trickles down, just like their style of play trickles down, their fashion does as well. Why do you think sneakers and gear and fashion translate directly into basketball?
Well, I think it's always kind of been a part of the culture. I grew up in the Jordan and the MJ era, and it seemed like always seeing him with his hoop earrings, walking in with a big suit on. Of course, his shoes. He was very iconic because of his shoes. But for me, when they run the cameras as the players walking in, that was something I always kind of paid attention to. And then obviously on the floor, seeing what shoes guys are wearing. And more in today's game than ever, guys are really busting out some sneakers. So
sure, yeah. Coach Parks, if you guys don't know him, he's a pretty big sneakerhead himself. That's something that maybe down the line we'll take you to Coach Parks' closet and show some of the sneakers he has. I've seen some, and I know at least the ones I've seen, he's got some heat. So as far as you guys go, who would you say is the biggest sneakerhead on this year's team?
Probably Montrell Johnson.
Yeah.
I think about any penny he has, he'll spend it on a pair of kicks. And he's a guy, he won't just necessarily go get what was just released. He'll try to find some stuff that maybe was released 5-10 years ago, something that hasn't been re-released for a while, and kind of show off those.
Yeah, and with some of the gear and the stuff that you guys get, we'll touch on that here in a minute. What's the reaction from the guys, and how does that kind of help build a culture? You mentioned fashion, and it's not like you can come in and just give these guys all kinds of gear, but what you guys can provide for them, what kind of swagger does that provide for the guys?
I was always a big fan of the saying, look good, feel good, play good. So for me, if I was playing on a college team and they gave me one Nike t-shirt or something, I was hyped. I was going to wear it the next 3-4 days straight probably. So for us, we feel that same way. Look good, feel good, play good. So, our guys are in the gym a lot. We do a lot of morning practices, things like that. I know when I was a student athlete in college, a lot of times it was practice, throw on your travel suit, throw on your hoodie, and go to class. So a lot of our guys are in our team gear pretty much every day that they're here. So we like to give them some good stuff. We get all Nike, all Jordan stuff for our guys, and we spend a significant amount of our budget on gear because it's important to them, and if it's important to them, it's important to us.
Cool. Well, if there's nothing else you want to add, we'll get into it, show off some of the gear, some of the jerseys, definitely some of the kicks. Montrell Johnson, he's well on his way to be our Kicks on Court champ right now. We'll show off some of his and then some of the other gear that the guys have.
Here we got our jerseys. These gold ones right here are brand new this year. They've got the generals across the chest. Everything we get is either Nike or Jordan. Every 2 years, we get another set of jerseys. So we're fortunate to get these ones this year. The black ones have been around for a little while. Our guys seem to like to wear black. I know I always liked wearing black as a player. The nice part is we can wear these for away. We can wear these either home or away. And then we've got kind of our home jerseys that we can go with for our light color here in the gray. Our guys really like this. They can wear a lot of different shoes with them. Guys have pulled out some cool gray Jordan, stuff like that. And then we mix up shooting shirt every year. We get a different shooting shirt. After the year, our guys get to keep those shooting shirts as well. Just try to keep everything fresh. Last year we had black, this year we have gold. Might go with blue next year. Kind of depends on what the guys want. So. We got Tara and May's locker here. You know, him and Montrell are pretty close. I know they kind of always battle with what sneakers to wear. You know, he's got some 6 lows. Again, I don't know how he plays in these. They're pretty heavy. He's worn these a couple times. You know, probably one of my favorite Jordans, Jordan 20s. You know, I love the laser etching. They're actually a very comfortable shoe to wear as well. Don't have a ton of ankle support, but like I said, they're comfortable. They're one of the lighter pairs of Jordans in my opinion. Montrell, obviously, he's kind of been our sneakerhead, probably the most consistent, especially in games. You know, all these shoes that you see in Montrell's locker, he's probably played in at least one game this year. You know, he likes the foams. You know, he's got the KDs right here. I know these are a big fan of his 10s. You know, I think probably his favorite Ferrari 14s. I know I wish these were my size. I'd probably walk out of here with them. 21s, 2s. You know, I don't know how guys do it these days. I was kind of always had a 10 and up rule. Felt like I couldn't wear anything below a Jordan 10 because they were too heavy, things like that. But you know, Montrell playing foams, he'll play in the 2s, playing just about anything. So we got freshman Austin Sherrell's locker from Detroit, Michigan. You know, another popular trend in sneakers today is Nike ID. Guys can go on and pick out a signature shoe, pick out colors that go, you know, with their team colors. Austin with a black approach to the Kyrie's, has his number 3 there on the back, black and blue colorway with A1 on this shoe, and I believe it says Aus on the other shoe. You know, he also is a fan of Jordans. Got some Pacific 14 lows, you know, one of my personal all-time favorite colorways that Jordan decides to do with some shoes. And also got some 6 lows. Again, you know, Austin's a big fan of lows. I think a lot of low-top sneakers are being more and more worn in today's game than probably ever. You see a lot of, you know, James Harden, Damian Lillard, those kind of guys. Kobe going with the low-top approach. So our guys is kind of taking that approach as well. You know, we got one of our sophomores, Pablo Rivas. It's his 2nd year with the program. You know, over the last 2 years, he's continually busting out some heat for game day. He's got some of the more traditional shoes these days. You know, Kobe 9, Kobe 10, which is one of my favorite basketball shoes. Some KDs right here. But he's also, you know, not afraid to bust out some Jordans. Obviously, he'll rock the 13s. Okay. Personally, one of my favorite Jordans, Jordan 12s. You know, I grew up, you know, I was getting older by the time MJ started wearing the 12s, and that's where I really fell in love with sneakers. So Jordan 12 is definitely important to me. I actually got that one tattooed on my foot. So, all right, now we got one of our freshmen, PJ Savoy Jr. here. You know, I think some players, they go with the shoe that people will notice, you know, maybe something more flashy. Other guys go with a shoe that's going to be comfortable that they can wear. You know, that's why I was a big, you know, Kobe guy. I really like playing in his shoes, you know, more than maybe I like the way that they look. You know, PJ's kind of got a mix of both. We already talked about the Nike IDs, but he went with a pair of Kyrie's as well, almost the opposite colorway of Austin. He went with a lighter one with a lot of gold on it. Number on the back, swishy P on the tongue there. So those probably more the comfortable, also more the flashy pair. You know, he's also, you know, worn some 11s in a couple games this year, colorway of those. And again, you know, sometimes, you know, this might not be the flashiest pair of shoes, but I know that the LeBron Soldier was a very good shoe as far as basketball rating goes, being on the floor. I know a couple guys in the NBA that really swore by this shoe and wore them all year last year. You know, moving on to Greg's locker, kind of surprised me with these ones, with the Toro 4s. You know, I'm a big fan of OG colorways when it comes to Jordan, things that were released before, you know, 2010 or 2008, things like that. But I have to say, you know, I wish I would have caught me one of these pairs when they got the re-release. One of the better, newer Jordans, in my opinion. But you know, really appreciate having you guys in our locker room. As you can see, you know, our guys have quite a few different pairs of sneakers, and a lot more, I'm sure, sitting back in their dorm room. Just want to give a special thanks to Sheridan Press and Kicks on Court for coming here and checking out our locker room.